I used to stare at my closet the night before a conference, panic, overthink, and then just shove half of my closet into my suitcase in the hopes that the quantity of the clothes that I pack will cover all bases. Hi, my name is Cindy. I'm a 5th year MD PhD student, and now that I've been to my share of conferences, I don't do that anymore because I have my own conference capsule wardrobe. These days, I pretty much wear the same outfits for every single conference, so I know exactly what to pack right before every trip. And the bonus is that these are not pieces I bought specifically for conferences. These are actually just pieces I had in my closet and pieces that I wear in my normal everyday life. And so today, I'll be sharing with you guys my conference outfit formula so that by the end of this video, you can build your own conference capsule wardrobe and see just how simple conference outfits can actually be. So when it comes to conference outfits, you really only need to prepare for 3 different situations: presentation day, general sessions, and travel day / casual outing outfits. Presentation day outfits are usually the most formal, followed by the general session outfits, and then the travel day / casual outfits. If you have a blazer, a couple of nice button-down shirts, and trousers, you probably can mix and match across all 3 situations. And so to start us off, I'll show you an example of my presentation day outfit. My go-to combo for presentation day is a blouse, trousers, heels, and a fitted blazer. If you have a more high-stakes presentation like I did at my last conference where I had to present at a student paper competition, then you might opt for the fitted blazer and heels. For me, I invested in a suit a few years back, and to this day, it is my go-to blazer and pants combo. Now, if your presentation is a little bit more casual, or if it's a poster presentation, I would probably opt for sneakers instead of heels, especially for poster presentations because you could be standing there for a while. You can also drop the blazer if you want to look a little less formal. Most importantly, while you do want to look polished, you also want to be comfortable because you do your best when you feel your best. And you don't want to stand there being all uncomfortable trying to give a high-stakes presentation. Next is general conference days, and these are days where you're basically attending different sessions, workshops, or networking. Of course, you want to look professional, but you're not necessarily dressing to impress per se, and you can prioritize comfort a little bit more with these outfits. For me personally, I typically opt for business casual and sneakers, so yes, that means more blouses and trousers. These are outfits I wear on dressy days when I go into the grad student offices or department retreats, and these are the same outfits I wore in medical school underneath my white coat or when I'm in clinic. I do happen to own a lot of blouses and trousers, and I have collected a lot of them over the years, so I just picked my favorites for these conference outfits. I also tend to opt for sneakers because on these days, I tend to walk around a lot and go from session to session. If you want to be a little bit more dressy on these days, throw on a blazer. I personally like swapping my fitted blazer for a little bit more of an oversized one for a relaxed but still dressy look. And of course, if you bring like 3 blouses and 2 trousers, just swap out the blouses and the trousers on each day for a different combo and you'll never look like you're repeating an outfit. You can also consider a business casual dress like this one I have from Uniqlo, and I also like to dress it up a little bit by throwing a blazer over top. You probably already have a lot of these pieces in your closet, and even if you don't, I feel like these are pieces worth getting and investing in because there's so many different situations where you can wear these pieces. And lastly, our third situation is the travel / casual outfits. Obviously, wear whatever you want. There are no rules when it comes to comfort and being casual, but I like to still be a little bit smart casual, dressy casual, just because usually at the end of a conference, there's a travel day. So what would happen is I might go to sessions in the morning and then hop on a flight in the afternoon. So in those cases, I don't want to be swapping out my outfit between the conference and the airport, but I still want to be comfortable for the airport, but dressy enough for the conference. What I typically do on these travel days is I wear jeans and a casual top. I think by the end of the conference, it's usually fine to show up in jeans, and usually I see other people in jeans as well because it's known that it is a travel day. But this is where I also like to just throw on my oversized blazer again because again, it just gives it a dressier, elevated look. The blazer also doubles as a jacket for when it's cold at the airport, and then for shoes, I opt for sneakers once again because I know I'm going to be walking on a travel day. These types of outfits can also double as outfits when you're going out with your colleagues in the evenings and for dinner when you want to be a little less dressed up. It's just an easy, reliable outfit, and once again, these are already pieces I just have in my closet. And now for what I actually pack. Typically in 1 year, I go to one main conference, and that conference usually lasts for 5 days. And so for a 5-day conference, I typically pack a fitted blazer, a more casual oversized blazer, 3 blouses, 2 pairs of trousers, 1 dress, 1 comfy shoe, 1 dressier shoe, and 1 to 2 casual outfits. Honestly, I know this still feels a little bit like overpacking, but it is what works for me. It's enough to make me feel like I have a lot of options between the different pants and the dress and the blazers, but also not so overwhelming that I have to think too hard about what top goes with what bottom. If you're someone who enjoys packing light, what I would probably recommend is 3 blouses, 2 trousers, 1 blazer, 1 casual outfit, and 1 pair of comfy shoes, which can be like loafers or flats, and that can double as your dressy shoe and your comfy shoe. My tip is to keep it simple and comfortable, and if you do want to go out and buy pieces, to stick to pieces you can actually rewear even outside of the conference. For me, the only thing I really went out of my way to get was my suit with the fitted blazer, but I think that's an investment that's worth it because you're probably going to end up having an interview at some point in your life that requires a fitted blazer situation. If you're going to a conference soon, let me know down in the comments what you're stressed about or what you're looking most forward to. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!